Back, I'm going to leave this little cap in to keep moisture and bugs from getting in until we do the hydraulic lines, and then we just put this in. Make sure this is angled that way because that's where the line comes, and then we'll just screw this in. Of course we'll have to tighten it too. Don't want it coming off. Also, it's important to try to keep your hands clean. At least I try to keep my hands clean. After I do this, don't use too much pressure, or else I try not to use too much pressure on tightening those bolts because they're not very big. Okay, so that's in. Put the little arms in. Window. We'll take the little piece out so that it doesn't trap air in and make it hard to compress the wheel cylinder.
What piece are you talking about?
Oh,
the cap?
Yeah, the little cap that was on the back.
For the hydraulic line?
Yeah. So.
Okay, but you're putting that back in after you get the arms in?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the brake shoes. You'll see that they have different lengths. The short one that ends sooner, the short one here, it will go in the front, and then the longer one goes in the back. So I put the pin in already, and I'll just put that through there, line up the arm so it slides in, and then get the holder spring. So get it in, then turn it, and the spring pressure holds it in place along with the notch. And then in the last episode we had a problem with the star screw, the adjusting nut, which is up here. It wasn't fitting on here, and this one's a little bit tight.
So he actually had to grind down part of the shoe there just a little bit so that it would fit.
Yeah. And see this notch right here? That's for adjusting the screw, the adjusting screw. So this notch has to be by the star. So we'll put this on here, put the other spring on, and then hook this on. And doing it this way rather than the other way because it's hard getting the spring in without a special tool. So
after you've attached the shoe to the brake?
Yeah, after I put the holder spring in.
Okay.
So now it's firmly in. I'm going to clean my hands again to keep grease off of the pads, because that'll just make it real smooth. You don't want that to happen. And then I'll compress these and put the pin through. And line it up with the notch there. And turn it. Now we have two more springs. They match up, I checked. They match up with
the originals?
The original springs that were on there. So this one matches up like that. And then this one is close. It's not quite the same, but it's close. It's about as good as it's going to get because they don't make this hardware anymore. The spring kit that I used was from a 67 Mustang that, or Falcon, either one, they're the same thing, that I special ordered. And I probably could have gone a 66 or something like that, but I just picked 67 randomly. Most of the brake hardware is similar, except that this spring is different. And notice that it's kind of blocking the star screw. I thought that was not the original design, but I looked at the service manual and it is. That's how it is in the diagram. And I make sure that this can adjust still. And as for which spring goes in front, we'll have to check the other side because I forgot.
Okay.
So we put the washer on first and then the spring. This tool has a little notch right there for going around the circular part. Make it slightly easier. So there's the first spring. Make sure everything's still good. And now the second spring goes in the corresponding hole here. This is going to be the mirror image of the other side.
Another silly question. How do you know which spring goes where?
By looking at either the manual or how it was put on before, assuming that it was put on before correctly.
Okay.
You can see these are bent so that they avoid the wheel cylinder.
Oh, okay.
So if you're scraping against the wheel cylinder, something's wrong. This one's a little bit harder. There it goes. And brakes are done. We also have little caps. After we adjust the screws, this adjusting screw with the screwdriver, you put the cap in the back, keep dirt from getting in there. And as for putting the drum on and adjusting it, we'll have to come back because we have to do the bearings first. The drum and the bearings are integrated into one unit on the 53 Ford for some reason. Okay, so we'll be back.
Thank you.